Hello, chat. It's me. I am sleepy, which is very fitting considering the title of this game. And I see Vex is in chat. Hello, Vex. How are you? Hi. Hi. Alright. Where's the video game when you need it? There you go. EP. We're back to dismantling space capitalism again, guys. Ah, Maple. Of course you had Maple, you fucking Canadian. Sounds delicious, though. Kappa. Okay. Right, time to start a game. Continue. We made some very good progress last time, and we met some new characters. Oh boy, am I gonna be able to do some reading tonight? BP. Alright. My drives. I have 1 point, but for that I need... For next upgrades, I need 2 points. Alright. Starving right now. I got some D. I see some, fungi. Alright. I'm full of food now. I'm gonna try making some progress in this area. Right? So this is for the Ankita quest where I have to find out. Oh, new drive? Okay. Alright. Nice. Nothing here again. All blank. Game is very chill, by the way. Like that. See, we have. Uh-huh. There we go. Alright, so now I need to do that. Huh. None of these match. Alright. a new house. Oh, I see. Nice for that. Eh. I know this is not a very eventful stream, and I'm very sorry, but hey. It's nice. Play something a little more slow-paced. Alright, I need one more G-roll. For that one. And now... sunbathe a bit before going to bed. Oh, hello, Silver and Tang. Hello. We're enjoying some Gabrielle? Very nice. As we all should. Blow something up, big hate of crime. I cannot blow things up. This is not a game where you have shoot gun. I cannot play shoot. It's a bit like a tabletop. Okay. Might eventually need my... I gotta eventually take my normal pills. Oh, you're gonna draw Gabrielle? Yeah! I would like to see, Gabrielle in your style. I remember how you were, like, at some point thinking a lot about my Eldritch Gabrielle instead, Silver. I remember that. Really like that version of Gabrielle. What was I going to do? Okay, listen. Yes, listen. I mean, listen. I can't blame you. I can't blame you. You like the funny Birdman, the Beast. I was playing Halo Infinite. It crashed. The Steam Deck starts to do an update, and since my Steam Deck has a custom ingrained play that, it would be so awesome. It would be so cool. Koopa meme. Incredible. Thank you, Vex. Okay, I need to bring the shroom to Emphis. Emphis, I'm gonna get you some mushrooms. There you go, 3 mushrooms. And now with that I could use those for data, I'm not sure. Or make money, I don't know. Or use them as, I don't know. To do that. Right? And then I use that last one for... Alright, Emphis, I got you the fucking shrooms. Oh. Oh. Alright, and now we need to wait. If it's working on gathering the ingredients, we're bringing the mushrooms. Nice, okay, so we need to wait a bit. Alright, we go back the fuck to sleep. for those who have not seen me play that game, as you can see, this is kind of like a tabletop game where you have dice, and depending on the amount of points on the dice, you have more chance to succeed. And you also have to keep in mind those 2 meters. This is like the white line on the bottom is my energy, and the top is my condition. And I have to occasionally take some specific medication called the stabilizer, so I don't die. So the lower the bar of the condition goes, the less dice you have. Alright. What should I do now? Continue working on the aviary maybe, but I need to find some spores first. So this is how you get spores, okay? Or I could also do Alpha Commune, or do progress on the Ankita quest. I wanna see where I click it. Wait, what happened? Steam Deck reboot. Imagine let me heal if it crashed again. No! No! Okay, how many spores do you need again for the aviary? Three, I guess. $600? Oh my god! That's a lot of money, bro. Love your money. EP, I'm surprised so far so good I have not been doing any reading. Because there's a lot of reading on this game, and I'm not complaining, but reading out loud gets very tired at some point. Oh, refurbished. Nice, nice, nice. Wait, let me check on the, okay, the aviary has to grow now. Okay. Hey! Alright, and now we're gonna do some progress on the quest. Yeah. Gives me the most. Okay. Percent positive, so good. To have left. Why not? I haven't even gotten a drink here yet. Sneepy, sneepy. Alright. There you go. So, okay, alright, 2 points. Which one should I get? Let's see, use crop components at home to repair condition. Asian nodes give you double data rewards. Keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. Roll all of your dice once per cycle. All required actions are discounted by 20%. I mean, discount sounds good. But... yeah, maybe discount. Yeah, discount. I'm gonna get that. Aww. Your son of stray animal has been nosing around in the unit and inflicted. Aww. Oh, I want a kitty. Can I get a kitty? Oh. Alright. Yeah, that roll was not great, but at least I got to eat the shitty noodles. Alright, we're gonna make more progress. Uh-oh. So, okay, if I have the discount thing, how much do... yeah, it's even cheaper now! Perfect! Alright, Emphis has something for me. Emphis is preparing the Girol caps. He has had to heavily adapt this recipe, he says. But the smell is already incredible. It emanates from a strange purplish white bulb you have never seen before, and he is slicing it finely. He brushes and slices the mushrooms, and then places them in the wok with the sliced bulb and the oil. They caramelize there, in that well-worn crucible. He adds liquids, transparent and opaque, and then turns down the heat. A sprinkle of leaves is the final touch. We have a moment, Sleeper! He smiles. Do you have a story? Something in the scent of the food gives you a feeling of nostalgia. Something distant and melancholic. It seems like the story should match that feeling somehow. And maybe you will feel better telling it. Is he single? I don't know, but there's a lot of hot characters in this game. Like the latest character I met, her name is Rabia, and she made me go, oh mama, pretty lady. Alright, recall your oldest memories. You start by explaining that when you are emulated from a person, many of your memories are left behind. Perhaps it is an intentional part of the process, a way of keeping sleepers ignorant and malleable, or perhaps it is a side effect of the imperfect emulation. You admit that you don't really know. What you do know is that some memories survive, and that on occasion they come back to you, like shadows passing overhead. You detail one recurring memory, which despite returning to you with enough regularity for you to think of it familiar, always fades as quickly as it arrives. You struggle to explain the feeling of being whole for a moment that comes with his memory, and then how that wholeness slips away to leave you feeling like you have forgotten something important, but you just can't bring it to mind. Emphis nods throughout, cooking as he does with deft and skillful movements. You start to trail off when you realize you cannot find the words to explain how the memories you do have feel like both yours and someone else's at the same time, and how that always fills you with a certain sadness. The sadness of remaining forever unknown, even to yourself. Amphis finishes cooking and meets your eye. I'm sorry, Slipper, for your troubles. He puts the wok on the side. I appreciate you sharing with me. He smiles. I hope it lightens you a little. He passes you a bowl and heaps the gyros into it. The yellow color mixing with the plate sauce in whirls and blooms. Eat! The dish is delicious, filling. It warms you as you eat in a way you weren't even sure your body could be warmed. It is a small mercy, you think, that SNRP left you this pleasure. Many of the features of frames are here to simulate human experience. You know that much. Alien minds cannot be rewired, so their need for embodied experience must be met. That is why you breathe even when you do not eat air. That simulation in the sensation of drowning would be unbearable. Food serves another purpose. Your frame is able to metabolize it to produce energy from the raw material. Vitamins and minerals are excess, of course. Your frame only needs raw power. So much is wasted. And yet, when you eat this food and feel that warmth, nothing feels wasted. It all means something to you. As you finish, Amphis takes the bowl, the last of his cleaning. He smiles at you, and neither of you feel the need to say anything more. Instead, you simply exchange nods, and walk your separate ways back into the bright market. Somehow changed. It was a nice exchange. Alright. I need to drink Wawa. Oh my god. Reading is very tiring, you know. Who's pinging me on Discord? What the hell? What the hell? Let me see. Oh. Alright. Let me get back to it. Let's hunt back down for that guy. I'm yawning. The trail ahead extends deep into an overgrown section of the greenway. At this far end of the ring, where the long, lazy curve of the greenway becomes the shattered landscape of the waste, things are oddly quiet. Ahead stands a vast farm stack, broken from its axis by rust or force, and lying amongst the overgrown landscape like an ancient temple. It is stained with moss and algae, flows of green running out from its broken tanks like a frozen, brackish tide. This is where Ashton is hiding, you're pretty sure. All your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset and Kira gave you in your palm. You slip the headset into your ear and it fizzes with static. After a few moments you hear Ankita. Sleeper! You locate a target? A doubt enters your mind. Can you be sure he's here? Hold. A confused silence at the other end. Maybe it is better that you confirm that Ashton is there before you call in Ankita. Target is here. Copy. Hold tight until I get there. The static cuts out. The channel dead. You hold your position and watch the trail. Ahead the stars wheel with the motion of the eye, and your mind wanders. You try to imagine what this place looked like before the collapse. All other rows of crops, corporate pleasure gardens, glowing farm stacks. Now there's a wilderness, a strange overgrown biosphere bordered by the void of space. You smile, fight everything. It seems like an improvement. Sleeper! Ankita's hiss brings you out of your reverie. Isn't the collapsed stack? Yes. Okay. You seem confident. She slaps you on the back. Well, there's no way I'm following that trail. It's up there, you'll have eyes on that for sure. She glances across the landscape. Let's keep to the undergrowth. Work our way around. She heads off toward the central spine of the greenway with you following close behind. It is slow going there, where the overgrowth meets the metal wall, but it is so concealed that you can barely see the glass roof high above. Ankita somehow seems to know where to go. Ankita works her way through dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It is exhausting and you desperately want to rest, but Ankita shows no sign of letting up. Up ahead, there's a faint glow from the collapsed stack. Ankita leads you around the side to a broken tank. You both step through the opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits among the moss and algae. You work your way up the slanted tank, Ankita setting a deliberate pace. Somewhere, water drips, and you swear you hear birdsong. Hanging plants catch the light, coating the place in a pale and sickly green. Hold on a second. Ugh. My throat feels like kinda clogged from all that reading. Wow. Ankita reaches the edge of the tank, where it meets a central drum, and holds up a hand for you to stop. You inch forward and look over the edge. The vast drum is like a cistern, with plants growing on all sides, and wet mossy islands at its base. It is beautiful, and for a moment you can't see anything but tones of green. Then you see the sleeper. In a faint circle of light, descending down through the drum, the sleeper lies slumped at an odd angle. They are surrounded by crates, and beside them, on one of the mossy islands, there is an object. A cylinder set on a tarp. It is connected to the sleeper's head. You flinch. Ooh, pizza. Enjoy the pizza, Silver. Hey, one of the others? One of the ones that escaped with you? You squint, try to recognize them. They are twisted, broken, open, wrong. You look away. Ankita doesn't look at you. Doesn't look at the sleeper. She fixes her eyes. The object. That's Amber's ship mind, says. And you suddenly recognize the cylinder. Wait. You turn to Ankita to speak, but she's already gone. She drops off the edge of the tank and lands on one of the mossy islands, her armor letting out a hiss at its explosive impact. Oosh. The shot hits her shoulder piece, the ceramic armor cracking but holding as she braces into the impact. Then she launches herself forward, the now activated armor launching her across the drum. Another shot goes wide, before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper. Shit! You hear her shout from one of the tanks high on the far wall. Ankita reaches over and wraps a hand around the thick connection between the ship mine and the sleeper. What is she doing? Better come down here or rip this thing out of her head! She screams at the wall of tanks. You shiver at the suggestion. Stop! Right, sleeper! Ankita shouts. A shot rips through the moss beside you, filling your vision with green. The shooter must be somewhere on the other side of the tank. Do that again, I swear to God I'll turn your head off! Ankita shouts at them. Sleeper, you stay down! There's a long pause. All you can hear is the dripping of the water running down the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out. I'm coming down, Ankita! Don't do anything stupid for God's sake! He appears at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head. Drop the gun! Ankita shouts. He throws it down onto the moss. As you lean out to watch, you see him catch your eye, blocking your presence. What are you doing up here? Oh, sorry, I misread that. What are you up to here, Ashton, you sicko? He stands, keeping her sidearm trained on his head. You ripped my shimbai for what? Some freakish experiment? Ashton approaches with shaking hands. His eyes now fixed on the connecting bundle of wires that Ankita still has hold of. Steady, Ankita. Isn't it like that? I need the ship mine. You have to understand. They would have died without it. What are you talking about? I don't give a shit why you rip my ship mine and cripple my ship. I should put you down right now. She tightens her grip on the connection. Typical of you, Ankita. No curiosity. Ashton smiles shakily. That's why I never asked you for it. For your help. You only look after yourself. He nods at you. Let's slip her up here. You're just bait, right? To draw me out. Ankita sucks a breath in. Are you trying to give me more reasons to shoot you? I love them, Ankita. Ashton looks at the carpet slipper. I love them, and they were going to die. You would never understand that. He starts closing the gap between himself and Ankita now, slowly, inching forward. Don't do that, Ashton. Ankita snarls. Don't do that! Let the wires go, Ankita. Let us go. We don't. Get out of my way. He inches closer. Please. I can't let you take it, Ashton. Ankita hardens at her stare. You stole it from me. You left me for dead. She shakes her head. You think I'm going to trust you? After all that? I needed Ankita. I need them to survive. Ashton is in reach of the sleeper now, of Ankita. I'm going to take them now, Ankita. He raises a hand. I'm going to take the ship mine and go. Ankita loses her grip on the connection a little. Her hand is shaking now. Stop, Ashton. She lowers the gun a little. Stop! Seeing her drop her guard, he makes his move. A blur of movement, a struggle, a shot, another. You recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet around the inside of the drum, the sound deafening you. When you crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding into the water, the red and the green. Ankita is standing at the center of the drum, the severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly, drip after drip after drip. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There is no sign of life, of humanity. They're just another broken object among other broken objects, while all around, living things grow and thrive. Ankita finally looks back up at you, tears in her eyes. She begins to say something that might be sorry. You're already gone. Holy fuck. Damn. That was something. Alright, I'm in a bit of money. That's also okay. Oof, that was quite a heavy segment. Won't lie. And drink Kazuwawa. Alright, I still have 3 dice. What should I do? Alright, I need to talk to Ankita now. Ankita. I guess she's still in the gardens. Okay, Ankita's away. Alright. So I can't talk to her yet. Matsutake caps, okay. Where do I get the Matsutake? Do we have to like... I guess I have to wait for the mushrooms to grow, I don't know. Oh. Oh, I got an achievement called Communist. That's great. New house. You head down the Haifa compound, following a blue painted line that is laboratories. The member you were assigned to work with told you that they asked to see you, but you still have no idea what about. Well, I can't read. The line takes you to a blue door, and through to a glass-roofed chamber where a network of stems and leaves filter the sunlight coming from the ceiling, casting the whole chamber in a strange yellow-green. Peaceful, isn't it? Struck by the green, you miss the woman standing at a lab bench, camouflaged by the dapple light. Welcome to my sanctuary, she smiles. Come, let's talk, she says and beckons you closer. Who are you? Of course, my apologies. He offers a hand to shake. I'm Rico. I run the botany program at Haifa. Botany program? Yes, the plants in the Greenway are vital to Haifa's continued existence. It is important we understand them. She lifts a tiny sample jar. Yellow spores dance inside. Haifa lives off of the land of the Greenway. It's what allows us to live like we do. No one here pays or is paid. We sleep here, we feed each other, we work for each other. Rico walks away from the bench and waves for you to follow. He opens a small door and leads you down a glass corridor surrounded by vivid green. All this, she says, gesturing at the overgrowth. It's a kind of miracle. She looks at you with bright eyes. What do you think usually happens to plants on stations like this when they're abandoned? They die? Eventually, yes. They cannot live without intervention. She leads you left at a crossroads. But here, they endured. She smiles to herself. Actually, no, they thrived. Look at the bright tangles wrapped around the metal frames of the corridor. They look dominant, strong, but they're taking control of this place. Rico continues. Of course, Solheim tried to create a stable biosphere here, patchworking the surface of gardens and algae tanks that fed into a network of microbial reclamation systems. But the Greenway was always envisioned as extractive, a place from which the harvest is removed and sold to those living on the station. In a closed loop. For this reason, when the collapse came, the Greenway should have gone with it. Erling himself was so convinced of it that his first colony never even came here to try to reclaim it. The Eye instead relied on outside favors and influences, shipments from the inner system, and small-scale agriculture systems like hemp and fungal farm stacks. And yet, here we are. Among growth and decay, a biosphere is flourishing. When Haifa came here, we expected to find only vacuum-dried stalks and leaves, and perhaps some fungal colonies here in the mulch. But we found a jungle. This, Rico hits a button on the wall, and leads you through a large pair of double doors into a huge, impossible chamber. It is every kind of green, from the pale algae tanks to the dark vines that surround them. It is wet too, a rarity on the Eye. Condensation clouds the light from the high glass roof, and gathers on the shiny broadleaves of shrubs. Oh, that is exactly our question. Rico turns to you, visibly excited by the room you're both standing in. It doesn't make sense, but in many ways the system has stabilized. Unlike the forest stacks closer to the gap, who need input to support a meager output, this place runs itself. Perhaps Solheim managed something new here. Perhaps they tweaked the plans, or built new system very deep below us. Perhaps their collapse caused some fortune cascade, an unlikely chemical reaction within the biosphere. That's what I'd like you to help me find out. Turns to you, her forehead wet with dew. Me? Yes, you. Rico sits on a railing. These holes run deep, Slipper. And I'm getting old. She stamps her foot on the metal grating of a walkway. Whatever is causing this, it's to be found in the groves deep in the Greenway. I won't spare anyone for an expedition. It's too dangerous and unnecessary, they say. I can make the case, but I can't get the votes. You sleepers are hardly beings. I know that much, and you can speak to the eye, uncover its secrets, in ways I never can. She holds out an arm so you can help her stand. Bring me samples, spores, seeds, and blooms. I can grow them in the lab and study them. The deeper they are found, the better. I'll try. Thank you, she smiles, and thank you for listening. Rico leads you back out of the huge chamber and up through the passages. He's a little slower now, and stumbles on the steps. You help her where you can. It's good to have new blood in the commune, she says. Many of us have been here a long, long time, and a few come through. He settles back at her bench in the lab, stretching her legs. You go to leave. Come back if you find something, Sleeper, she calls. There are discoveries to be made! And you follow the blue line back up to the compound, all the time thinking of that impossible magical green. Hmm. Money. Hell yeah, Matsutake caps. So, chat, how are you doing? How are you doing, chat? Hold on. Where the fuck is the thing I need to... Ugh, hiccups, what the fuck? Ugh. You're infusing your halo. Oh, it's not crashing anymore. Great, great, great. Okay. I need to bring the Matsutakes to, Fuck is the briar again? Ship, right? Guess I have to do some exploration? I don't know. No. Cat! Hello! How are you? Hi! Hi, hi, hi! Alright, we got the Matsutakes now. And we have to make Emphis cook food. Oh. Okay, what? Okay, I still need one more point. I'm good. I'm good. I'm bald now. I shaved my head and ow, I got so many razor cuts on my scalp. Very painful. I don't know how much I spent, like how much time I spent shaving my whole head, but oh my god. It took a long time and lots of fucking shaving cream. Oh my god. Ugh. Cause I have like very dense and thick hair. Like my parents have very thin and not very dense hair. So I guess I inherited that trait from like one of my grandparents on my dad's side. And while it is a blessing to have very healthy, sturdy hair, ugh, a bitch to get rid of. But yeah, I'll let it grow back eventually. But yeah, it's a funny feeling. Wow. Neosporin, I actually rinsed my head and put some hydrating cream. Normally it should be a little bit better later. I don't know how often you should like wash your scalp anyway, but you know, less time spent cleaning my head, but you know, scalp is going to make oil anyway, so from time to time, if you're going to shave your head, you still have to wash your head. Just put a bit of shampoo in it because, you know, regular soap is going to hurt your scalp, so use a bit of shampoo. Tiny bit of it. Remember to hydrate your scalp with cream, and also if you're going to have your head exposed to the sun, put some sunscreen on your bald head. Yeah, my hair is straight, I think, pretty much. When I was a kid, I used to have very long hair, and I was bad at keeping it, like, properly. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep my hair short. And of course, my mom was like, oh, you'll be pretty with longer hair. And oh my god, I just know that the next time she visits me, which is probably in a few days, because, you know, my parents are gonna wanna visit me after now that I moved out completely. My mom is gonna have a fucking heart attack seeing my bald head full of cuts. Like, I cannot tell you the amount of blood there was in the fucking sink. Ah, so much hair. So much hair and blood and foam from the cream, from the shaving cream. So much blood. Yeah, it hurt, but, you know, listen, I had to go through it or else I would have a shitty fucking shave. Alright, let's see, what would be the next thing I would upgrade if I had enough points? Rock component. Good? Maybe I get that one next. Yeah, it still hurts a bit. It still hurts a bit, but I'm sure that tomorrow and maybe in a few more days it's gonna be good. Oh my god, I'm starving. Okay, Where is the Briar again? Don't remember. Like, I know there were people... No. My hair's currently below my tailbone. Jesus Christ! That's a lot of fucking hair to keep, like, to take care of? Oh my god. You're insane. I admire that, but ugh, too much hair for me. What could I do next? Oh, Ankita. There you go. We can talk to Ankita now. You spot Ankita on the track to the farm stack. She has a box on her shoulder and is working her way down the slope. She sees you as she approaches. Neither of you speak for a moment. She looks tired, pale. Her hair is tangled and clumps of dirt clings to her armor. You both eye each other. Sleeper takes a deep breath. I'm sorry for what happened. I truly am. She looks down. I'm sorry you ended up in the middle of this, when all you have shown me is kindness. She rubs her face. Sorry. For that sleeper that... She stares at the floor. Sorry. Looks up but away. Not meeting your eye. Oof, what should I choose? So, for those who weren't here, for context, last stream, you know, Ankita tasked us with hunting down a guy who betrayed her and stole her ship's engine. We found the guy, and it turns out he was using the ship mine to keep another sleeper alive. And it was very strongly implied he had romantic feelings for that sleeper. And what happened is that Ankita eventually ended up, I think, killing that guy. His name was Ashton. And basically also killing the sleeper by ripping out the, the cables that... Yeah. So, he feels terrible, but, I mean, I don't know, man. That sleeper was on life support, basically, but they were just basically a vegetable at this point, and I don't know. It's a shitty situation. Yeah, I think she went a bit too far, you know? I mean, I know the guy did basically leave her for dead, and I get the beef she has with him, but I don't know. Like, it's okay, it just feels a bit too... But also, I don't know, like, she feels horrible about this, and I don't know what to pick there. I'm a bit conflicted. Kat, what do you think of this moral dilemma? Yeah, like, I do wanna kinda give her a chance, cause it's just, I mean, it's not like she knew that it was because of that, and then it all happened. Yeah, like, yeah, it's okay, it feels a bit too... I'll go for it, or it's okay. She nods, then looks up to the stars. I've never... Stops herself. Thank you. Ankita shifts the weight of the box on her shoulder. I've been preparing for... He grimaces. Look. He sighs. Can you come with me? It's easier if... If what? You see it. He finishes. Just down the way. Ankita leads on down the dirt path between the pillars. There is a wind passing through the greenway, a quirk of the air currents the biosphere maintains, and it ruffles the leaves softly. The sound makes the signs more obvious, more complete. You try not to think of the last time you were here. You have been trying not to think of it for the past few cycles. The image of the sleeper, sprawled, twisted open, connected to the shipmine, has been hard to forget. You realize Ankita is leading you back there, back into the drum at the center of the stack. You pause, stumbling a little. At the threshold, he turns. What are you doing? She looks at you with empty eyes. What needs to be done? You stand on the threshold and look up at the tanks, green and wet, long with flickering grow lamps. You look down on Ankita and suddenly so small under this hulking roof. Smallest she has ever looked. Places the box down. You follow Ankita into the stack through a low tank, entering the drum at the ground level. It is just as beautiful as you remember. It barely touches you. Instead, you check the aperture of the tanks, the glint of a weapon, a shadow among the moss. Ankita stops. You look down. The mossy island at the center of the tank is clear now, the equipment cleared away. In its place is a mound of dirt, loosely covered with moss. Ashton's rifle stands straight, half buried in the dirt at the crave's head. I buried them together, Ankita says without turning. You both stand there in silence for a little while. You think of questions you could ask about Ashton, about the sleeper. How long did you know him? Takes a moment to respond, and for a moment you think she won't, but then the words come gushing out. He signed on a while ago. He used to run recon for a corporate outfit, but he got sick of the pay. Joined the crew as a sniper, and the first few jobs were a breeze. But so cold, disconnected. He always hit his marks. Last few jobs, though, it was different. I noticed that. He had a period of extended shore leave on the eye, and when he came back, he was changed. I assumed he'd had just too much time off. He was right. I never would have given him the shipmite. Wouldn't have believed him. I had crew members double-cross me, undercut me, rat me out. That's the business. He wasn't a good person. None of us in this job are. This is how we die. Alone. She stops, not sure of what to add. It seems like she is reaching for something. She can't quite get there. You feel that gap between you. And as you do, it widens. The water drips. The moss trembles. You both stand in silence for a while longer. You both feel it. Life creeping back in. Silence ending. Ankita shifts her weight, and then starts to walk out. You follow her, suddenly eager to be back out in the open space of the greenway, be away from this place forever. You stand outside and breathe the fresh air. You stare at the green leaves, the stars, wheeling above them. That's it, says Ankita from somewhere behind you. You try to think of something to say, but can't. Ankita puts a hand on your shoulder. You turn back to her. At least, take this. She forces a handful of crowd chips in your hand. What I owe. She looks back at you desperately. You look down on the metal bars. Ugly little things, you think. Take the chits and turn without saying a word. Continue up the track and she does not follow. As you walk up the rise... As you walk up the rise, the wind picks up and the leaves shudder. You walk faster. Try to outpace your anger. The chits are heavy in your pockets, and you hate them for reminding you how little a life is worth. Oof. Jesus. Alright, Sleeper! Rico greets you without so much as looking up from her work. I have some of yours here. Come see! He beckons you over to a heavyweight-looking console, wired to I can't read. Wired to a series of specimens jars, some of which contain your spore. What does it say? The spores you have here are a real cocktail, a selection of types from within the groves. But I've been able to isolate a few. He taps one of the specimen jars. Here we have Tricoloma matsutake. Rico breezes through the Latin and Japanese pronunciation as if it were a species Solheim somewhat modified for use on the station. She brings up a panel on her console showing a chemical composition, all graded bars and obtuse acronyms. This is the composition of the Solheim modified matsutake spores. Am I supposed to understand that? Not entirely, no. But I think you'll understand this. Rico brings up another panel, identical in layout, but with widely different colors and numbers. You see, this is what your matsutake spores look like. Are the same? That's the conclusion, yes? Rico glances at the specimen jar as if it might have something to add. They are fundamentally the same spores, but they carry different chemicals, different signals. He leans back and sighs. Solheim might have introduced their own trick versions in the beginning, but the crows have, and still are affecting them. Affecting how? It's hard to tell without samples of full-grown mushrooms. He meets her eye. And herein lies our problem. He moves to another desk where two trays sit side by side. First contains nothing but plant mulch. Second you smell before you even look at it. The pungent aroma of the fruity matsutake like rotting southern overalls, laced with an edge of spice. Matsutake here are grown from Solheim stalks, pulled from a spore vault in this complex. She winks. They are delicious, by the way. She sets them aside. The empty tray is germinated with the spores you collected. No activity, no germination, nothing. But the crows are full. Yes, they are. Rico looks at you directly, and you suddenly realize how much she's enjoying this. So here's a puzzle, Sleeper. Spores from the groves won't grow in the lab. But gathering fruiting bodies from the groves is too unpredictable. We need to grow a fruiting body from some of these spores so we can track it, understand it. In short, I need you to become my mushroom farmer. Action already started. Rico looks impressed. Well, an eager mycologist. I never have guessed. I assume you set up in the aviary. I've been eyeing that place for its proximity to the groves. Bring me whatever grows, not just matsutake. There's more than a couple of variants in there, so I'll need plenty of samples. She plucks a matsutake cap from the tray. These little things are a reflection of their conditions. Their smell, their taste, their chemistry. It all derives from the conditions of their growth. He smells the cap. Enough of these and we'll have a picture of what is happening here, of the ways in which this biosphere is modifying itself, or being modified, whichever the case may be. Rico pops the matsutake cap in her mouth, taking you by surprise. Don't worry, Sleeper, she says softly while chewing. If this this turns out to be a dead end, I'll make sure that not a single mushroom will go to waste. Like her. Not sure where I could get that key, but whatever. Hi chat, how you doing? Very quiet. Where, Chris? Okay, fine, I'll drink some Wawa. Wawa. Alright. Hydrate. And I have hydrated. Okay, I'm gonna take my normal pills now. And I'm gonna try to attract a beast. Beast. Wah wah wah. La wah wah. I'm starving, holy shit. I need to eat food. Aw, baby. Why are you worried the cat? Why are you worrying the cat? The stray hops up onto a work surface and looks out the unit's small window. It doesn't acknowledge your presence. It just sits there, beside a tray of crumbled crackers, staring out at the low end. What is this cat's story? There more on the station? You haven't seen another in the low end, but this vast megastructure that means little. There could be a whole colony of cats like this one down in the Warrens. You look at its sleek dark fur and sharp eyes. It doesn't look ragged. It looks at home. In fact, its presence in the unit makes you wonder if this is the stray apartments in which you're squatting in. Though the stray is looking out at the station, you feel its attention on you, waiting for you to spring your trap. You remain relaxed and watch as something flickers in its eyes, perhaps the reflection of a passing ship. The stray settles for a little and starts eating, picking at the broken crackers. You don't remember ever having been this close to an animal. It triggers something in you, a recognition of a life, totally unlike your own, but still somehow connected, parallel, even interwoven. The stray licks crumbs from its fur. Like it here? The stray flicks their tail at the sound of your voice. It is hard to imagine the stray liking anything, or at least being vulnerable enough to admit to it. But the stray's pleasure at existing here in this place shines through its every sinew. It is not that the stray is always happy on the eye, that the stray is engaged by this place. It is alive here. Turn your eyes to the window, the one that the stray looks out of, and you both watch the stars and the ships together. You feel something pass between you and the stray, kind of acknowledgement of each other, a sense that each of you might share something with the other, a point of connection. Then all at once the stray yawns wide, hops down the unit and brushes along your legs. Oh! And then it is gone, out through the unit door and back into the corners of the low end. Kitty! Alright, I'm getting drunk now. The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Haunt! The spacer calls across the low room. What are you doing here? He laughs at his own lame joke. Playing human? Ignore him. You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that are on the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch it away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. Don't fucking tell me it's Ethan. Okay, no. Ow! The voice comes from behind you. Spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, and a stare that could breach the wall and vent you all into a hard vacuum. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. Catch. You reach up a hand, and the glass shatters across your forearm, showing you in fragments. With the haze of glass and Girol vapor, you see Tella leap out the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like a thunder. Now flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Tella throws the spacer out through the door and stands still against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattle as it is cleared, and a fresh measure of Girol is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tella flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tella wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol and a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. Disinfects them and then turns to you. That was an ambitious catch, Miles, pulling a sliver of glass from your forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only strings of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Stella's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. Stella works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in the little rhythm that only she can follow. Stella smiles to herself. So, you've been in the eye long? Long enough. She laughs. Hey, you don't need to act tough with me. A splinter clinks into the tin. Not everyone's like that, idiot. Don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you. Maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me. She meets her eye. I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your chits. I just want to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we got aren't much and the company is, shillings in, limited. But if you need work, I happily put you behind the bar, and if you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. I know, okay. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up to the Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even when the clientele isn't. She places her tweezer in the tin with a clink. That's you, sleeper. Here. Lights the glass of Girol to you. This'll help. She stops, her hand still on the glass. Wait, does it help? Can you get drunk? Well, let's find out. She laughs. She's still staying here too long. I hate to see you become a real regular. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does. And before long is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that's just wondering, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction, and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface on the bar. You take a sip of the Girol. The earthly fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old, feels good. Yippee! Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gathered outside the shipyard, each of them clinging to a 4-digit number printed on receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers, and you're either called for a shift or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless and chatter rumbles across the lines. For those who, like you, have graded to the work team, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you were praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. Yet you can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for your number to come up. You keep your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Hey, it's a sleeper, wait up! Lem's voice trembles as he shouts above the rumble of the crowd, and you turn to see him pushing through, Mina crying in his arms. Lem! Good to see you, friend! He's breathing hard after shouldering through the waiting workers. You made the work team. Good for you! He tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair as he does. Shh, baby! Give me a second here! He smiles weakly at you as he comforts her, and her cry starts to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side. Tiny streaks down both of her cheeks as he does, you see he is clutching an assignment number on a cardboard piece of paper. Mina okay? She's good, we just had to rush up here. He puts his hand on her shoulder and she clings to his side. Esther, who usually takes her, is sick. Stretches. I don't know. A noise sounds from the entrance. A klaxon, followed by a list of numbers, growing brightly on a display screen. Crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade the entry checkpoint. Lem stops and turns back toward the crowd, then glances down at the crumpled paper. That's my number, Mina! He starts patting the pockets on his gear and glancing around. Go, I'll watch her. Blinks a little, staring. Thank you, I'll. He crushes to Mina. We're gonna stay with our friend here, okay? We're going to keep you safe, and... He stands back up. Here, take her bag. Shoves it into your hand. She's got food, she's got... Shit, I have to go! He backs away into the crowd. Mina! I'll be back real soon, okay? Be good! Then Lem disappears into the roiling crowd, who are now trying to get into the shipyard before it docks down. Oh, look at her! Baby! yeah, baby! little thing. Alright. Baby. I forgot what I was doing for a second. Alright. Mina stands staring, suddenly small without Lem at her side. She fixes you with a dark-eyed look you can quite read. Hey, Mina. She holds a stare, unmoving. 2 parallel tear tracks still glint on her cheeks. Bag. You unlash the top of the bag and see a few metal containers, fashioned from scrap components. Battery slates sits on top, blinking a low battery warning, and tucked beside is a rabbit hand. Take the rabbit. You pull the rabbit out of the bag, its long limbs waggling as you do. Mina goes to jump and grab it but hold herself back. She stands and hugs herself, eyes on the rabbit. Name? Mina turns away and looks at the entrance to the shipyard. This isn't going well. You hold the rabbit out and Mina snatches it from your hand. She hugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun Bun, she says, staring you down, ferocious despite her size. Hi, Bun Bun. A little closer as you speak, close to the gap. Doesn't speak, he says. She looks at you suspiciously, but her face softens a little. She waggles Bun Bun in front of you and then walks him up to your arm and holds onto your shoulder where he sits. She pulls her arm a couple times. Are you really a robot? Sort of. Yeah, he thinks. Me too. Mina has more questions. Lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe or if you rust, but before long you're talking about rabbits and what Esther, the lady who usually takes her, smells like and whether or not fairies live in the eye heating pipes. You pass the time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by, sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bonbon on the rabbit. And this is how Lem finds you, just as both of you are starting to yawn. He is dirty and tired, but Mina leaps up his legs and into his arms, and he stumbles backwards. You two getting okay? Asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing onto his shoulder. More than okay. Mina shoots you a smile from Lem's arms, her suspicion gone. Well, well, well! Looks like Minnie can be nice! He pokes her in the ribs and she squeals in delight. Thank you, friend. Mean it. He gives you a warm, white smile. I owe you. Look. He glances around. It seems like Esther, the lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, I'd really appreciate if you coming down to her place in the low end. If you have time. But now I have to take this one to eat. Says at biting Mina, and she giggles in response. Oh, you're so cute. Oh. See you, sleeper! He waves and they stumble off down the corridor. Drawing gazes from passing spacers and Mina as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor in bright squeals. Oh! Cute. See. Oh, that's a big fucking thing. Well, I'm gonna be streaming for almost 2 hours. The hunter. Alright. You can do one more cycle. Is done with his Matsutake is tell you what, guys, I think I'm gonna stop here for tonight. I'm a bit tired. So game is very good, but a lot of reading is super fucking exhausting. So yeah, I'll stop. Alright, thank you for watching. I stream every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday after 9 p.m. Central Europe Time. I have a Patreon, I have a coffee, my commissions are open, and if you got some spare money, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna see if there's someone I can raid. But unfortunately no one is streaming right now, so I'll just say goodbye then. Bye bye, see you Saturday!